Have you ever looked at a dog in a movie and thought, that dog doesn't even know he's in a movie? That dog is like Truman Burbank in The Truman Show, performing for an audience he doesn't know exists. Millions of people have seen him, and he will never know.
We've become bored with watching actors give us phony emotions. No scripts, no cue cards. It isn't always Shakespeare, but it's genuine.
When you think about it, dog acting is the purest form of performance. A dog actor is an artist with no ego, an artist that doesn't even know he's an artist. With no vanity and no way of knowing the result, dog actors transcend all human artists. Compared to dog actors, Da Vinci is a 2-year-old chewing on Crayola, Kubrick is a baby who found the camera app on his iPad, and Michelangelo is a 3rd grader who just made a man out of string cheese. You ever had that thought before? Dogs have a rich history of acting in films. We have our dog movie stars, Lassie, Rin Tin Tin, Old Yeller. Entire franchises have been built around dogs. Beethoven, Air Bud, Scooby-Doo. There's an award for best dog performance, the coveted Palm Dog. But beyond the frivolities of glamour and money, there lies an art form. Dog actors do many of the same things a human actor does. They can emote, speak, hit marks, play dead, really play dead, play basketball, fight humans, fight other dogs, do improv comedy, and drink beer, all in complete safety. But how? How does a dog act? To find out, let's look at Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. In this scene, Shadow is watching his master drive away and thinking he's abandoning him. Look at his expression. It's a look of desperate longing. He wants to run after him, but knows he can't. But that's a dog. The dog actor, Molly, can't know all of this backstory. How does the dog know how to act?
What caused Molly to give the look that I was looking for, you showed her a bird. Molly just started literally shaking, like every bone in her body says, I'm going to go get that bird, but I can't go unless I'm released, and I'm staying. And that was the look. Every bone in my body says, I'm following my boy. He's driving away. I have to go with him.
Showing a retriever a bird is just one method to get a dog to convey emotion. Methods vary from trainer to trainer and dog to dog. The dog's emotions could be a direct reaction to the trainer. In White God, brothers Luke and Bodhi gave award-winning performances as Hagen because of their trainer, Teresa Ann Miller.
Everything that the dog does is a reflection of either my body language or my tone of voice. You give very direct cues, 1-word and 1-syllable commands to the dog, and you get a quick reaction to what you're asking him to do. When you're working with animals in film, we use a much more relaxed attitude. So I might say, hey, get over there and stay. No, stay. Don't, oh, look, and that kind of keeps him looking and keeps him guessing and it gives him a little bit more range to be able to see what's going on around him, and yet I can keep his attention at the same time.
I just said Luke and Bodhi played Hagen. 1 + 1 = 1. When you're watching a dog in a movie, you're not actually watching a dog in a movie. You're watching several dogs playing the one dog. There are 4 Hooches, 3 Beethovens, and 2 Sandys. They do this to not overwork the dog, and it also opens up more dramatic possibilities. The dog's different personalities can add dimension to the performance. Bingo! One of the dogs that played Sandy did all the emotional close-ups, and wait a second. Notice how he's not looking at Annie. His attention seems to be fixed on someone off camera. Often, when a dog is in a movie, the dog's trainer is like a ninja, hidden somewhere beyond the frame.
Because that's how you get the best performance from an animal, is by him being able to hear and see you and react to the different various commands that you're asking him.
The trainer might be behind the camera or just off frame. Sometimes neither is an option because the shot is too wide or the setup is too elaborate. So the trainer will be hidden in plain sight. In Spider-Man 3, these policemen are trainers. In Air Bud, this referee is Buddy's trainer. The trainer's job starts months before production by breaking down the script and finding out all the tricks the dog needs to know.
We break down all of the scenes. We try to get a feel of what's important for those particular scenes.
The trainer will then train the dog for several months so the dog can perform during shooting.
Conditionne le chien, en fait, on appelle ça un conditionnement. On répète, on répète, on répète. Quand on arrive sur le plateau, le chien déjà, il a déjà vu. On change juste d'endroit.
To quickly let the dog know he's doing the right thing, the trainer can use a clicker.
Assis. Voilà, le cul est par terre, hop, ça c'était ça que je voulais. Couché. Voilà, là il est couché, c'était ça que je voulais.
So behind the scenes, a dog performance sounds like this.
Pick it up, come on, pick it up, pick it up. Come on, pick it up. Let's go, come on. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Come on, bud. Go on, go on.
With all those commands and clicks, the audio has to be dubbed over in post. Not every dog can be an actor. The best dog actors are able to ignore the distractions of a movie production, react naturally to the human actors while following the commands of the trainer. But even if they're exceptionally trained, you can't completely predict what a dog is going to do, which can be the best thing. Finding accidents gives life to the movie.
Which meant the camera needs to be a little looser than you would normally set up a shot, because you want a little bit of leeway when the dog does do the funny thing and go the other way. You want to be able to recover and go with them.
Casting the right dog for the right movie is crucial. The dog from the horror classic The Thing has an uncanny stillness. He doesn't bark or growl. This is because the real dog named Jed is half wolf, which is perfect for his character, who is not who he seems to be. And casting the wrong dog could risk the loss of a limb, such as in Snatch, where Bo the Bull Terrier got a bit too excited during a take.
Straight on his nads, and it did actually get the end of his cock. And the only thing that saved Lenny's penis was his mobile telephone.
He bit into my phone.
Speaking of crotch biting, John Wick 3 and 4 features many dog action scenes, which presents two challenges. Safely getting a dog to lunge at and bite a man where no man wants to get bitten, and hiding the trainer. Because director Chad Stahelski uses wide, unbroken, highly choreographed takes, it's near impossible to hide the trainer in the shot, unless the actor is a trainer. Halle Berry spent 8 months learning how to train the dogs and build trust with them. And it wasn't just her. The stunt team worked in hour-long playtime shifts before the dogs would bite them in a specific area.
What's digitally moved is the stunt guys put on a special kind of padding. It's color green. It's like almost a really bright green. And the dog has been trained that go after the green toy. Don't bite anything but the green toy. So wherever the stuntman put the green toy, and that's what the dog would go after. So if we wanted a groin hit, the stuntman would wear a Velcro green on the groin. If it was a forearm, it'd be on the forearm, back on back. And we'd come up with all these straps so the dog knew, when I see green, get green.
And of course, the stuntmen are wearing padding, which is more reliable than a phone. Faking a dog fighting a dog is a bit easier. In White God, a dog fight was faked by having the dogs play. That's it.
Indeed, they were really just playing. They learned to be great play buddies.
But with selective editing, added sound design, and blood makeup, the result looks a lot more cruel. Sometimes faking a dog to look mean requires elaborate visual effects. In The Killer, Diva the Pit Bull is acting as a mean, violent guard dog, which wasn't convincing on set because she'd always be wagging her tail, meaning the visual effects artists had to use CGI to elaborately remove the wagging tail.
That was quite a commitment. There was a lot of stuff with that dog shot through a chain link fence, so it was no easy task to remove a wagging tail.
The key to faking a dog to be mean is sound design, by adding the right snarl or bark, and that goes for any temperament.
Is that a wine?
Max is one of the Jack Russells who plays Milo in The Mask. The sound design of his whines and growls gives his character personality and dialogue. Another reason why he's such a fully realized character is the filmmakers were able to integrate accidents into the movie, such as the recurring gag of Milo not letting go of what he's holding, which is just Max not letting go.
Gonna throw it with you attached to it.
Or the moment where Milo keeps trying to jump in Stanley's arms, which they couldn't get on the first try, so Max kept trying, and Jim Carrey kept improvising.
Milo, put some effort into it.
This is a joke. I mean, dogs don't play basketball.
But how does a dog play basketball? Notice how shiny the ball is. That's because the basketball isn't a basketball, but a slightly deflated, softer ball printed to look like a basketball with a lubricant on it.
What the dog is doing, he's trying to catch it like he would the tennis ball, but his teeth won't fit around it. So with a very light pass, you can see he literally is just trying to bite at it and it's popping out of his mouth.
Messi, who plays Snoop in Anatomy of a Fall, took Play Dead a step further. There's a scene where Daniel discovers that his pet Snoop is near death. What trainer Laura Martin did is trained Messi to have a limp body, and to not react when actor Milo picks him up and cries. The vomiting is fake vomit, shot out of a tube contraption next to his mouth, and special effects were done on the eyes to make them look more lifeless.
Oh,
But I know you've been waiting for the biggest question yet. How does a dog drink beer? Well, it's not beer, it's chicken soup.
That dog has emotions. That dog is fantastic.
Why are dogs so good at acting? It's not just that they can be trained, they are also remarkably expressive. Most other animals seem to have their faces stuck in an expression of total indifference or paralyzing fear. Birds, cats, lizards, fish. But a dog's face will shift to represent different moods and desires. Why? Because of us, humans and evolution. If you compare the face of a dog and a wolf, there is one big difference. The levator anguli oculi medialis, a muscle responsible for raising the inner eyebrow. This muscle is present in every dog, but not many wolves. It allows dogs to make puppy dog eyes, which gave dogs a selection advantage. So when a dog emotes, it's not necessarily feeling that emotion. Dog facial expressions are more often used to communicate with humans rather than express emotions. So dogs are such great actors because dogs have been acting specifically for people for thousands of years before the camera was invented. Despite evolving and communicating with people, dogs are not people. No matter how much training, a Labrador cannot act like Daniel Day-Lewis. Which brings us to a problem with a lot of dog movies. Dogs acting too much like people. There's a problem with this footage of Harrison Ford penning a man in pajamas, and it's not that Harrison Ford is penning a man in pajamas, it's what comes next. I'm talking about CGI dogs. Adding human features to a pooch isn't just weird, it's wrong. Dogs emote and communicate in ways that are different than people. They use their ears, posture, and tail. CGI itself isn't the problem. Before CGI, we had another weird way of simulating dogs, puppets, which has the same problem. Our minds already impose human characteristics on everything, from a light socket to a car to, of course, dogs. From our point of view, panting looks like a smile and a closed mouth could make a dog look sad. We don't need a computer or a puppet's help to anthropomorphize a dog. Adding human characteristics to a dog will not be a great dog performance. That's a human performance pretending to be a dog one. That's not to say that CG or animatronic dogs should never be used. They should if you're simulating a dangerous situation, like dogs running across a frozen lake during a storm. A dog's safety is the most important priority. The American Humane Association has had a representative on Hollywood movie sets since the 40s to monitor the dog's safety. That's where no animals were harmed comes from. Faithfully recreating a real dog using CGI or animatronics is a painstaking craft, and I don't mean to demean the artists who make them. But as long as the dogs are safe and comfortable and enthusiastic, it's just not needed. But there is an exception. A magical place where dogs can talk, laugh, and cry. It seems like every animated movie has a dog in it. Most of these dogs are anthropomorphized, which in this case works great. Animation is unbound by reality and can be a caricature of it. But I believe there's a line here too. And when a cartoon dog acts too much like a human, they become boring. Take All Dogs Go to Heaven. The dogs here have characteristics that are so human they could be any cartoon animal. The best cartoon dogs blend human and dog behavior, such as Mark Anthony, the Tramp, and Pongo.
Pongo, you silly old thing. Come on. Come on, let's have it going.
It makes sense that Disney has some of the best dog animation. In 1930, Walt Disney started an animal training program. Live animals were brought into the studio for the animators to study. The best dog animators are experts in dog anatomy, movement, and behavior. They have studied and recreated the essence of how they move, and integrated human personalities in them. Animation also allows us to explore the experience of a dog in imaginative ways, such as visualizing their sense of smell, or their thoughts.
Oh, get it! Oh boy, I will get it and then bring it back.
There's no limit to the ways you can stylize an animated dog. but realism is powerful too. Seeing an animated dog behave exactly like a real dog is interesting because of its authenticity, and can give us an appreciation for a dog's mannerisms in real life, such as the old dog in Kiki's Delivery Service with his single tail wag, or the way Bruno from Triplets of Belleville asks for food. Or even Fang in Primal. A dinosaur inspired by the director's Bernese Mountain Dog. I don't know about you, but when I go to the movies, I want to see a dog acting like a dog, whether it's a naturalistic drama or fantastical animation. It'd be absurd not to have dogs, a universally loved animal, not act like themselves. So, I don't know if we deserve dogs. They're cute as hell and are devoted to loving us. It's cruel that dogs don't live very long. Just like the photos and videos we take, movies are a way of immortalizing them. So we should immortalize dogs exactly as they are. Because we may not deserve dogs in real life, but we do deserve real dogs in movies.